not going to do it digital. Hey everybody, Kent Marts here. Welcome to the social media warm-up for First Light Chronicles. Just saw the graphic show. It was focus on astrophotography. Whoops. Whoops for Wednesday. Is that to be our Wednesday whoops? How would you go with that? Anyway, today on Amazon, it was fixed earlier, but it became unfixed.
No, it's fixed for later.
Oh, fixed for later. There you go. All right, so Today on First Light Chronicles is the warm-up for our Amazon Live broadcast at 2 o'clock Central Time. We're going to be talking about a couple of different telescopes. The first one is going to be the First Light AR 8640, means it's 80 millimeter in diameter, has a focal length of 640, and it's on a twilight nano mount. We're also going to talk about, over here into my left, is the First Light N114-500 on an equatorial mount, and over here to my right is a 102 millimeter diameter, 600 millimeter focal length AR telescope, achromatic telescope on another twilight nano, just like this baby right here. We're also going to take this telescope off of this mount and put it on an IEXOS 100 go-to tracker system, good for a DSLR. If you own a DSLR and a camera lens, you're in business, or you can buy that package with this telescope and get into the go-to astronomy. A little bit more difficult to hook up a telescope to this, a camera to this telescope, but if you want to have go-to abilities and be able to use a tablet to tell the mount where to go and what to look at, you can do that. A great way to get into visual amateur astronomy. So we have chat function up that I theoretically can see. So if you have any comments or give us a shout out saying, hey, howdy, or some other greeting, we would appreciate that, so we can give you a shout out as well, because we do appreciate you giving us your time. So the First Light AR 8640, AR means achromat. What that means is there's a doublet, two lenses, that original standard telescope configuration, not three lenses. Three lenses are called an apochromat, meaning they do not have the color chromatic aberration that a doublet does. So what that means is you're going to get on bright objects, you're going to get some red and blue fringing on very bright objects. Doesn't show up in many instances. It's inherent to all doublet telescopes. So we appreciate you joining us today on the broadcast. This telescope comes with a red dot finder with a 25 millimeter. I'll spin this around over here so you can see it. The red dot finder is right here. Has a 25 millimeter super plossal eyepiece, a great starter eyepiece. It's just to get you started. A 1.25 inch diagonal that fits in here that allows you to look down into the telescope, not have to get down and look through it. Makes it much more usable. And the tripod as well. The tripod is a simple, very intuitive, left-right, up-down eyepiece. Really simple. Now, the problem with a system like this is that when you look in the mirror, it's going to be inverted and maybe left, right, backwards. So you're going to think in the eyepiece you have to move it up, and you may have to move it down. You may think you have to move it left, but you really have to move it right. So you just have to look through the telescope and move it a little bit and go, okay, that's the wrong direction, and figure out which way to move it. And once you've done it for the evening, you know which way to move it for everything else. Paul, what you got?
Is that the ED-127?
No.
Which one is that?
This is the FLAR 8640. I didn't grab the 127.
You guys, I got the
We'll
graphics made for everything but that.
Yeah, we don't have a 120. I didn't grab the 127. We're going to also talk about the ED-127 Essential Series 127 millimeter telescope, which I'll have to pull. I did not pull it and get it on the table back here, so we'll pull it between the broadcasts. So we'll knock off here in a few minutes. Give me time to go get it and get it in here in the studio.
It's okay.
So we can use it. We're going to talk about it. It's a popular telescope. We're selling a lot of them. Now, it's not necessarily a beginner's telescope, but a lot of beginners buy it. You're going to have to put it on a more substantial mount than the Exos 100 we have in here. My recommendation would be the Exos 2 GT with PMC8, and we'll talk about that mount more on the Amazon Live broadcast. That comes on 2 o'clock Central Time every day. Lasts for an hour over on Amazon Live. We'll probably give you the link over here so you know where to go and can find it easily. So
there you go.
Where do I go?
It's Facebook.
Oh, okay.
We're still on Facebook. Do you see it? Your image?
I see me, yes.
And there should be a comment underneath.
So thank you for doing this. Hello from Nuevo, California. Thank you very
American
much
Meteorite
for
fan.
that shout out. Say it again.
That's the American Meteorite fan.
The American Meteorite fan. Well, thank you so much for letting us know you're there. We appreciate
And of course,
you watching.
Mike
very much.
Overacker.
Mike Overacker is watching as well. Thank you very much. The first light mount is really nice. I suspect that comes from Mike,
Yes.
who
It's
shows.
right there, see?
Yeah, well, that does not look like Mike, and even back in
He
the '80s, I don't think that looked like
enjoys
Mike. It might have,
playing
but I
the
don't.
piano.
That's not a piano.
I know.
Oh, it is a piano, but it's not a piano. So, Twilight Nano, really simple mouse
Send
to
us some
use.
songs, Mike. We'll play it on air.
Yeah, send us your favorite piano song.
Now,
Or
Kent,
not.
do you like the new lower third
I haven't been paying attention to it.
for you? See?
My lower third is. Actually, I don't like my lower third. It's got a lot of belly in it. There we go. Oh, look at that colorful shot. And
that
there's
one?
a terrible picture of me. But
Whatever.
every picture
Got
of me is
that
terrible.
one.
Actually, it's a pretty good picture.
Or this one with the gray. See the gray one?
I like the. I don't know. Let's vote. Everybody watching. Which one do you like? The gray one,
And then you've got the green one.
the orange one,
Then the green one.
or the green
See
one? Everybody weigh in. We got a few people watching. Not going to be a huge sample. I see that as blue on this monitor. Is that green?
Well, yeah.
Blue
But
green?
that monitor's kind of garbage.
So, you like the orange one? The
I
gray
like
one?
the orange one.
I like the orange one because it's bright. Go back to the orange one again because we hadn't started talking about it. There comes the orange one. There's the orange one. Back to the blue one.
I mean the purple or the green one?
The gray. The gray.
There's the green one.
And there's
It's the gray one.
the
I
gray
think the
one.
gray one disappears into the background.
I like the orange one. It's a lot of color. Makes me look colorful. I'm not. So yeah, give us a shout out. Which one do y'all like?
I'm the
There's-
color because that's what I'm giving, color.
Yes. You're the color master.
You know what that means, right?
The color mater. What?
The color is the guy that talks
color
about the football
commentary.
game.
You're
Yeah.
Ed McMahon.
No, I'm not Ed McMahon. He wasn't color. He was just,
He was a sidekick.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
not it.
Okay.
Look here, Mike Overrecker.
A sidekick. Yeah. This is me with a Poly 800 synthesizer. Well, how about I thought it was a picture from somebody from an early 80s, mid 80s synth band. So very good, Mike. You'll have to come on the show and play your Poly 800 synthesizer. And apparently he says, somebody says, I like them both, but orange pops. I think the orange does
The
pop.
name of the person commenting is the bottom right of the comment.
Oh, there it is, American Meteorite fan. Different graphic presentation. Yes, I like the orange, I think. I'm voting for the orange.
And so is Overrecker.
So I'm thinking orange
Or is it
the one.
Overraker? Overracker or Overraker?
Overacker. Acker. So I pronounce
know.
it.
I'm just
I'm sure Mike is going to tell us which one how he pronounces it. I honestly can't remember.
I'm just throwing
I've met
fuel
Mike,
on a fire.
Just
that's
don't
all.
remember how he pronounces it. So, anyway, moving along.
You have a fan. American Meteorite fan should change their name to American Kent Marts fan.
No, let's not do that and say we didn't. That's a flawed suggestion on many levels right there. All right, so I'm going to cycle this telescope out, and I'm going to show you the Exos 100. Some of you may have seen this before. So I'm just going to show you real quick how this works. It's
I
real
was just playing,
straightforward.
Mike. I know better.
It's real straightforward. I've got a battery pack, going to turn it on, and you control it with a tablet of at least 7 inches. Has to be an Android or Apple tablet. We are working on a app that will run on a window on an iPhone or an Android phone. Technically, the app will work on an Android phone right now, but the buttons are too small and you can't push them, so it's sort of not going to work, right? So I'm going to log in. I'm just going to go to the Wi-Fi.
What if you have really small fingers?
I can't make it work. The buttons are, resolution is too small for the screen size to work.
Okay.
So I'm going to connect to the mount with Wi-Fi. I'm going to launch Explore Stars. I'm going to check it to make sure it works. And there it goes. It's making its musical notes. And no, we don't make it make music. The motors make that sound, and we have no way of turning it off. I'm going to step out of frame just a second. I'm going to get this First Light AR8640, and I'm going to mount it onto the telescope, or the mount. And I'm not even going to use any counterweights. This telescope doesn't weigh a whole lot. So I'm just going to go without any counterweights on it. We'll just see what happens.
You're going to break it.
Nah, I can't break it. Might make it quit running right, but we can't break it. So I am going to...
It stopped working on me this weekend.
Well, yeah, because you had the battery dead or something.
Well, it's your
Way
charger.
I don't know, but that's the way it goes. Power is the critical key to most people. So we want to make sure we have it pointed north. There's a way to polar line it. We'll go through that over in our Amazon Live broadcast. We'll be signing off in about 4 minutes. I'm going to show you this real quick. So it's a very simple thing. Assuming I've got it pointed north, the counterweight we're on straight down, and you can see Polaris in the field of view, you're going to have a pretty accurate go-to. Now, if you're in the southern hemisphere, you're in a little bit of a hurt because you don't have Polaris around the south, a star similar to Polaris around the south celestial pole. So you have to use what's called drift alignment to make sure you have a really good polar alignment. But a rough polar alignment's fine. So here we go. I'm just going to go to Menu, Catalog, Solar. Let's go to the Sun. Tap Sun. I've turned Auto Slew off on my configuration here, so I'm just going to hit Slew to Object, and now I have to hit Go To. And here we go, off to the Sun. And obviously we would need a solar safe filter, much like this sun catcher right here. You can buy sun catchers, they'll fit from little scopes. I've got to move this because we're going to hit. Got to move. Since it's, solar time, they're cleared just like that. So the sun filter just simply goes over the end of the telescope right here. It's solar safe filter. You can order this size to fit your telescope. If you don't know what you need, contact customer service through our customer service portal, and we will take care of you. Tell you which one of these you need that'll fit your telescope. I don't have the pieces here, but inside there's a black foam, closed cell foam, expanded foam that you cut so you have a really tight fit right here. And when you do that, you want to make sure it won't blow off or come off. That's why you want a really tight fit. And you've turned your telescope into a fantastic solar telescope. And you can look at our closest star neighbor, the sun, with your telescope. And you can watch sunspots appear, move, disappear, change shape. A really cool experience to look at the sun, but you need to do it solar safe. If you don't know what you're doing, don't try it without a little bit of study. If you need some help or have concerns, our customer service representatives here at Explore Scientific, and they're U.S. based. They all work out of the office right here in Springdale, Arkansas. That gives you the peace of mind you're going to be talking to some people who are trained. And we have a couple of new people. They're learning, but they're versed in the solar safe filters, the sun catchers. So
check this out.
Anybody else out there want to give us a shout out? We're getting ready to shine off. We're getting ready to shine off and get ready for
Mike
Amazon
Overacker
Live.
has given you a comment.
Yep. Oh, Mike is engineering a go-to tracking system for a 20-inch Dob. So he has purchased a 20-inch Dob, and he is making his own tracking system out of it. Mike, I need to get details from you. We've had a dealer be asking about some measurements, and I'm going to bet you have the measurements they're looking for. So I'm going to just pass you along. I appreciate that, Mike. I'd forgotten you were working on the go-to system for the 20-inch Dob. What do you got, Paul?
Where is Mike? What part of the country?
Mike is in the either Southwest or California.
If he gets that working, we should go out there and interview him.
Or we just have him film it and make himself a famous Amos right there.
Or we can go out there and film it for him, and he doesn't have to worry about it.
That's true. But yeah, he's nowhere close to us.
I have the ability to leave Northwest Arkansas.
Yes, it's called an airplane or a car, one or the other.
Feet,
All right.
for that matter.
It's 1:50. We're going to go ahead and sign off.
It's only in Roanoke.
It's only what?
Roanoke, Virginia.
He lives in Virginia?
That's not far. About a day and a half in a car.
Yeah, day and a half by car. Yeah, no big deal. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and sign off. I had a coast. I was just on the. He lives on the right coast. I was on the left coast. Sorry about that. Otherwise, for our international viewers, he's on the eastern coast of the United States, not the western coast. So we're going to go ahead and sign off. Get ready for the Amazon Live broadcast here in under 10 minutes. We appreciate your time and comments, and thanks for voting. We're going to go with the orange one, yellow one, orange to yellow, yellow to orange, depending on how you look at it. I think it really pops and goes from there. So until tomorrow, when we have On the Wing at 1:30, and then roll into Amazon Live, again, it'll be an On the Wing broadcast. Until then, for Paul and Noah, I'm in the studio. I'm Kent Marts at Explore Scientific. Have a great day. See you on Amazon Live in a couple minutes. Bye-bye.
That battery should have charged.